TikTok. People love an extinction event. All religious mythologies. All episodes of Star Trek tend to move in this way. Towards arrogance and hostility. Towards the concept of end times. For Mayans, the end of world was set for December 21, 2012. In hindsight, this might have been a reasonable offer that we should have accepted. The entire cultural history of 1980s is basically Midge Ure walking through the mists of Vienna in a leather coat, surrounded by decaying glamour and laughing Nazi yuppies, waiting for megadeath to fall from sky. Of course, things keep happening, the world keeps ending, but people still keep asking where the party is. The Euro draw is approaching. King Charles is worried about methane. Midge Ure lives in Somerset these days. We're almost left before Skynet. It's worth bearing this in mind when considering ominous news that Manchester City and Premier League have agreed a date for these epic financial expenses be processed. It's a moment that feels like an existential threat not only to City but also future of team. The league itself. According to reports First Daily Mail, the trial will begin next fall and a decision will likely be made in spring of 2025. Even without an appeal, it will be 2 years after the charges. And the wait has already generated some anger. There's a good reason for the delay. This is not Everton pleading guilty to a single charge. City denied all 115 charges and employed Logan Roy's divorce tactics. He hired every human lawyer available. From Lord Helicopter-Gunship KC to the guy who knew where Marlo Stanfield was in The Wire. More importantly, danger here is great for both the accused and accuser. The accusations go back 14 seasons. City were most profitable organization in world football at time. Poster boys of Premier League. In an industry where the product is essentially broadcast rights and lucrative stability. It is surprising in many ways that these fees go so far. But now we have a ticking clock. As Man on Radio said, there is an Asterix hanging over credibility of both City and League. With that in mind, there are two things probably worth saying at this point. Firstly, there is the allure of a potential extinction event for the Premier League. The defining tension in world football right now is about who will own the product. The Super League was executed in chaotic fashion. It continues to churn absurdly in the background, now constrained by contractual agreements and government warnings. But he's not quite dead. One aspect of this idea will shape the future. How long can an empire survive? City's fans were among the loudest rejecting the idea of separation, railing against greed, money and overclass as both heartening and a good example of dramatic irony. ByrnePA Chuck will be sentenced to fines and point deductions, as well as 5 more years of termination of the collective will. How strong do we feel? Maybe that's where the story is going. A league that constantly open,